everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Harshgungus, and today I'm going to be doing the Pinterest challenge in The Sims, building a house. So if you don't know what the Pinterest challenge is, basically you search what you're looking for. For example, if I needed a hallway, I would search up hallway, and then you'd select the first image that it shows you and try to recreate it in The Sims. For me, if it showed an advertisement on the first one, I'd usually try to skip that and go to the picture next to that one. Unfortunately, as I was doing this challenge, what I realized was Pinterest is unfortunately filled with a ton of AI. I didn't notice this when I first started, so I actually used a lot of AI generated images for this challenge. I was trying to avoid AI generated rooms, but it seems like every time that I thought one was not AI generated, I would soon realize that it is in fact generated, or at least I believe it was. There'd be things in the image that just didn't make sense. For the first one, I'm surprised I didn't read the comments right next to it saying that it was AI. I actually had my sister point it out to me, and I was like, no, this can't be AI generated, because I assumed, everything AI that I've seen, it's like so obviously AI. But going through Pinterest, I realized that it is really hard to tell when something is AI, because I would be like certain that something wasn't AI, and then after looking at it for like 30 minutes, 20 minutes probably, I'd realize that it was in fact AI. So that is an unfortunate thing about, I'm not sure if this is everywhere, but Pinterest specifically. And it's just really sad. It's really sad that I can't tell. I don't know. You guys, you might know which ones are AI generated right away just by looking at it. But for me personally, it was really hard for me to see it at first glance. But besides all that, let's get to the actual building. I started off with the hallway, or not hallway, but the exterior of the house, which I got this beautiful picture, and I was like, there's no way it's AI generated, but it was. But that's besides the point. It was very difficult for me to do the roofing on this. I did actually edit out a lot of me just messing around with it just to make it look right. I am a perfectionist, and when things don't look exactly the way I want it to look, it drives me a little mad. But I try to tell myself, like, it's just supposed to be kind of inspired. It doesn't have to be exactly like, because The Sims really can't make a carbon copy of what I'm looking at, especially if you find out it's AI generated. But besides it not looking exactly like the image that I have, I did think it turned out pretty cute. I also gave a shot at landscaping in this. I've been building houses for a little bit now, but I always avoid landscaping just because it seems so scary. But when you actually get into it, it's actually not that bad, especially when it's just a bunch of flowers and you're actually following an image of what it's supposed to look like. So there's not too much landscaping, but I thought it was just enough to make it look a little more finished rather than just plain and barren. The next thing I decided to work on was the entryway. After I made a little placement furniture, or filler furniture I guess, so I know which room was which, I started doing the entryway. Now I really didn't want to use custom content for this because I wanted other people to be able to download it off the gallery, but I just couldn't help myself. I just love my custom content. I don't have a lot of it, but the stuff I do have, I use it religiously. So I was holding off until the very end. I started adding custom content pictures that I had because I just thought it looked real nice. This hallway that I chose, I don't think it was AI generated. Personally, you let me know in the comments if it is, or you think it is and why. But from looking at it, I never really got the vibe that it was AI generated. This is probably one of the only ones. This is probably only one of. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. This is probably like the only room that wasn't AI generated. I think the bedroom may have not been AI generated either. But as very few rooms are not AI. How much times can I say AI and generated in a video? I might keep a little counter of how much times I just say AI generated. I also gave a shot at showing off the room. I don't know how people do like the stop motion and then it slowly goes on to the other side of the room. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but when people show off their rooms, they do it in this very nice, aesthetically pleasing way, and I just didn't know how to do that. So it's a little shaky, but you get the point. You see it. It looks cute. I used my favorite curtains and I used a couple things that I've actually don't use in this room. For example, this clock. When you size this clock up, it actually looks really good. Have you ever been to those houses where they have just like a giant clock on the fireplace? This actually really works well when you size it up. On to the next area, I decided to do the kitchen, which is not my first favorite room, but my second favorite room. The first has to be the bedroom. I loved how it turned out, but this is a close second, very close second. Unfortunately, the image was AI generated, or at least I strongly believe that it was. I don't know how I didn't notice this at first. The oven was a little bit weird looking, but I just assumed it was a different type of oven that I haven't seen before. But the major thing that makes this so obvious is the fact that the skylight has a light hanging down from it. Now, maybe this is a thing. I actually didn't look it up to see if it was a thing, but I don't think you could hang lights from skylights, considering the skylight would have to be glass and you have to run electricity through the light. I am like 99.9% sure that this image is in fact AI generated, unfortunately, but that is alright because I still think the kitchen turned out super duper cute. I didn't end up putting the kitchen where I originally wanted it because I wanted the windows and I didn't feel like adding windows to the back side. At least not too many. I do end up adding windows back there, but I thought it'd look better on the side that I end up putting it on, which I think it did. Plus, having a more spacious kitchen is nice since I had to also add the dining room to this room. Since it is such a small house, I actually struggle a lot with making small houses. I don't know about you guys, but it is extremely difficult for me to fit everything I need in a small house. And this isn't even like really that small of a house. Like, I don't think you could consider this a tiny home in the settings for the houses, but it is small for me. I did also extend the house a little bit earlier while I was testing out the roof stuff. I cut that part out just because I was messing with the roof for so long, but I did make it a little bit longer in the back, which helped out a lot with fitting in the living room and the kitchen and the dining room all in one area, and it also let me be able to add the bathroom where the entryway is, which I'm not sure if that's a weird place to have a bathroom right where the entryway is. I feel like that's normal, but I wasn't sure how I felt about it. And that is the finished look for the dining/kitchen. I did another little slow down of how it looks all around. Get a little jittery at the end, but I'll try to keep a steady hand, not a straight hand. I try to keep a steady hand so you can see how it looks in all its glory. And then I moved on to the living room. This was also a hard find because I was getting a lot of AI generated content where there'd be like floating lights where it had nowhere to go to, but everything else looked real to me. And then I saw the lights, so I decided to keep skipping, and then I found this one. I don't think it's AI generated. The only thing that's a little bit weird to me is the back where they have that light and the plant on the top. But I'm thinking it's maybe like a plant wrapped with these lights to make it look like that. Or it's AI generated. But I chose to have faith in this picture. Unfortunately, I feel like I did not match the vibe too well. I think it turned out cute, but it did not match the overall vibe in the house. It's less warm and more cool tone, but I still think it turned out pretty cute. For the rug, I did a little trick because I wasn't able to find a rug that I actually enjoyed. I just put carpet around the area I wanted the rug to be, and then I added a little fence. I think this fence comes with, I'm not watching the video right now, I'm just talking. So I think the fence comes with City Living. It should show in the video, but I am not completely sure on that one. But it makes a cute little rug-esque vibe. My favorite painting, I just added it like 5 times in this room. It is also custom content. I'm not sure where I got it from, but it is my favorite picture painting frame thing that I have. I literally place it everywhere. I think I also placed it in the kitchen. So it is a lot of places. I did also place it, I believe, in the bedroom. I have a problem, okay? But it just works so nicely, especially since it comes with a version that's like laying against the wall instead of hanging on the wall, which is really nice because you don't have a lot of those, at least not with the packs that I have. We have like some fruit and I think a butterfly, which is not really the vibe I was going for, especially because I wanted the picture to be big, because that's how it looked like in the image that was chosen for me. On to the next room, I chose to do the bathroom, which once again, I believe it's AI generated. If you look on the wall, it has this weird, like, it kind of looks like one of those talking fish on a wall, but it also kind of looks like a horse's hoof emerging from the wall. It was just really weird, and I didn't notice it because I thought this, like, oh, they have like all the piping exposed and it just looks like an old bathroom, you know, which it could be. Maybe I just don't know what that thing is on the wall. But there's just a few things in this image that I do believe aren't real. I didn't say AI generated. I chose a different word. I just said AI generated right now, but I'm really trying not to say that word so many times in this video because it'd probably get annoying. Besides this image most likely being not real, I think it looked really cute, and for the other side of the room I didn't have an image, so I decided to do my own thing. I added my favorite shower in there, and then I did this little trick that I like doing. You just place the wall, you don't have to do a full wall, just half wall, and then you're able to place your curtains on there and it looks like shower curtains. And that's the finished room. The next room I decided to do, I unfortunately forgot to press the record button. There was a lot of things going on while I was trying to make this house. I kept having to leave my room. I do not talk about drama, but yeah, I was having some issues that day and I just forgot to hit the record button for the entire building of the bedroom, which is really unfortunate. I think it looks absolutely amazing. Maybe that's just me, but this is my favorite room right here. I wish I would have actually ended it on this room because I ended it on the office, which absolutely looks terrible because I had to build in this weird area because it was kind of like actually where the roof was. It wasn't technically like an actual room, so I couldn't place anything really on the walls, and it was kind of hard to it was hard to paint the walls and put stuff in there. I did something very simple. I tried to add a lot of clutter. I was also getting off after this, so I just kind of wanted to be done with it at this point. I also forgot to record me building it as well, and that is the end of the Pinterest challenge. Real quick, I did want to add one more thing about my thoughts on AI generated images. With so many AI creations out there, it's becoming tough to tell what is generally human made and what's not, and this really harms real artists and photographers and just people trying to actually put their, unique content out there. And with technology constantly advancing, it is gonna be even worse in the future. This is just the beginning of it, and I don't see it actually getting any better in the future. But let me know how you feel about this in the comments. Are you concerned about AI images flooding multiple platforms, whether it be Pinterest or just Google itself? And if you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments as well. If you could leave a like, that'd be great. And subscribe if you want more content. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.